Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing great. Come on in, say hi, say hello. Let me get us live over here on Instagram. And we should be live over there. Starting to get my notifications. How is everybody? Happy Wednesday. We're here just to chat today. We don't have a special guest or anything, which is okay. I love getting just to chat with you guys. So as you come in, say hi, say hello. Let's see. We're live on Instagram. Yay. Hi, everybody. Yeah. So as you can see, I did not finish up my cardigan yet. I'll work on it. I'm still debating on what I want to do with those sleeves. So hi, Julia. Great to have you. As always, if you're joining us live over on Instagram, go ahead and put in where you're from, what your name is, because I can only see your handle, which isn't always your name, or I struggle with it. So just put it in. And yeah, let us know where you're from. Hi from Sweden. Woo, I love that. It's so awesome that we can all connect to each other through the internet, all loving the same craft and everything. So this is really great. Hi from Oregon. Wonderful to have you this morning. Hi from Connecticut. Yay. Everybody's joining in. We're so excited. Hi, everybody. Hi. So I shouldn't be doing this while we're talking. Hi, Deb. I am working on another pumpkin right this minute, but I kind of have to count. I have to count 3 times, and sometimes that's hard. Hi from Florida. Hi from Houston. Hi, another Florida. Great to have you. Hi, Cindy. Great to have you here live with us. It's always great when you can watch live and you can join in the conversation. If not, I get it. We all have busy lives. We're working. We're just doing stuff. So watching the replay is great. We love having you here for the replay as well. Hi from Alberta, Canada. Hi from California. It is great to have you guys all here. Okay, so what I wanted to chat about today. Hi from British Columbia, Canada. Great to have you. What I want to talk about is, what are you making for fall and holiday winter decorations? So I know I've told you guys this before, that I've been making pumpkins. I don't actually know. I have a whole box of them for like people to give to and things like that and whatnot. But what else are you guys making for the holidays or for fall or for whatever else? I know there's a lot of great patterns that are out there. I just saw one from MJ's Off the Hook. That's like a bottom. The bottom is like a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern and the top is an owl like sitting on it type of thing. It is so cute. I love it. But what else are you making? Do you do any decorations for the fall season? Okay, so it says it's 19 degrees Celsius here in Edmonton. I don't know what that translates to in Fahrenheit, but I know like around 30 is kind of hot. So is that like a normal temperature for this time of year? I'm not quite sure. So let us know what it's like in Edmonton. Hi from Arkansas. Great to have you here and joining us live. Hi also from Columbia. Um, um, okay, Whips and Chains, could you please send me a DM with that information and I will look into it and figure out what exactly is going on. Sorry about that, but I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. Or I'll get it fixed. You're still working on summer projects? Yeah, I get that too. I am still working on summer-ish, fall-ish projects that I can transition a little bit, but yeah, let's be honest. I'm never fast enough on especially garments to make them in time for the season you're supposed to be wearing them for. So usually I make them and then they get worn the next year, but that works. So hats and scarves for gifts. I love that. Really into bunting garlands and variations on the popcorn chains for fall winter months. I love that. So what kind of characters or shapes are you using for your bunting and garland? I'd love to know. Are you doing like pumpkins? Are you doing leaves? What else is it? Oh, it is 66 degrees. So, okay, so 19 degrees Celsius translates to about 66 degrees Fahrenheit. I love it. I will take it. That is sweater weather. I am so ready for sweater weather. We're having a low 70s day here, which is really nice. It's a little bit like on the humid side still. But I'm enjoying it that we can start to wear. Go to the We Crochet official account and put the DM there, because then if I don't see it, our social team will also see it, and then we'll be able to make sure everything is taken care of. Okay, that was weird. My screen just went black, but I think it was still working. I don't know what's going on. I hate technology. Anyway, hi from Buffalo, New York. Chris says my daughter wants me to make pumpkins. I'd find it's finally out of the 90s here, but it's still in the 80s. Yeah, that can make it really hard to get into fall makes and thinking about pumpkins and everything else when it's still kind of warm. I love a little ghost for October and then just flags in blue and purple for December. Oh, I love that. I really, really love that idea. And I guess those are for your buntings and garlands that you're doing, like the little flags and the ghosts for. That's really cute. Low 70s here too. Yeah, and definitely enjoying that, Shirley, and getting to have some cooler weather. Although I know next week we're going back into summer weather, into the 80s again. It's just that time of year. I'm ready to wear my winter makes. I'm ready to wear my sweaters and my cardigans and everything else. I mean, sometimes the air conditioner can keep things cold and, you can wear your makes then, but I want to wear them outside. I want to wear them walking to go places or picking up my kids or, whatever else it might be. I want to wear them out and about. That's what I want to do. But yeah, are you guys starting holiday gifts? I mean, I'll be honest, I used to make a lot of things for the holidays for people. I don't make that much anymore. I really make for my mom, and that's about it because she truly loves it. If you've been here for a while, you probably remember me talking about a corner to corner shark blanket that I was working on for one of my sons. Yeah, it's still not finished. I really, 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 really need to finish it for this Christmas. But I'm like at just about the middle, and then I'll start like decreasing down. But I've already screwed it up now twice. The first time because it's slightly a rectangle. So one side keeps increasing, the other side you stop and you just kind of hold it straight for a little bit. Well, I forgot and I accidentally added one and I'm like, why are all of my colors off? So I had to rip that out. Then I did it again a little bit later and I don't know why I screwed it up, but I did. So I had to rip that all out, and so it got put back in timeout. Not that it's hard or anything, but, with corner to corner, you have to watch what you're doing and count how many squares you're doing of each thing and transitioning to the right next color and blah, blah, blah. Making the cobblestone cardigan out of twill fingering held double. Ooh, that sounds really nice. What color are you making that in with the twill fingering? Oh, thanks, Chris. Yes, I've been working. Well, no, I haven't been working on it for a while. It's just been started for a while. I haven't actually worked on it in a long time, and I need to pick it back up and just do it because I'm almost halfway there. And really, once you hit halfway, you start decreasing completely, and that goes so much faster than the increasing section. So I don't have an excuse. I need to do it. The only excuse I have is that it's not very portable. Like I can take a lot of other projects with me in the car or to sit at sporting events or things like that. But that blanket is not, because you have to have so many colors with you. That is a strictly sitting on the couch type of project. But then, yeah, if I'm watching something, I don't always pay attention. And that's where we have problems. Hi Fran from New Jersey. Great to have you here as well. I started um Christmas gifts, wanting blankets. That's awesome. Eggplant and twill. Ooh, yes, that is a beautiful, beautiful dark purple. That is going to be absolutely beautiful when it is done. Be sure if you're sharing on social media that you tag us because I want to see that. Hi, Samantha from Manchester, UK. It's cold and very wet. Love using Brava Tweed at the moment from Brianna's K whimsical cardigan dress. Yes, she has so many great patterns. I love it so much. There's so much I want to make that's on my list from her yet. So yes, so glad that you're able to make it, and hopefully it'll keep you a little bit warmer as you're going through the cool, wet weather. Everything I've been working on recently has been in starting mode for long stints of time. Yes. Yes. I've been doing pretty good with finishing other things. It's this darn blanket. And of course, you know, I decided to put it into a chart creator, so it gave me the grid and everything, and when I went to figure out what, like, my gauge was and everything else, I ended up having to use fingering weight yarn to make this happen and not be, like, ginormous, as a finished blanket. Well, yeah, now I'm shooting myself in the foot because it is taking longer with the thinner yarn. Not that it's hard or anything, but it's just a little bit more time consuming versus the other one that I made, which was a rocket ship for my other son, and I did that in a worsted weight, and so that one was like lickety split, easily done. Moving on. Hi from Charleston, South Carolina. You're working on an easy whip. Woo, I love it. Uh, it's always good when it's an easy whip and when you can just get done and have fun with. Yes, I 100% agree. That's why you volunteer for tests, because the deadline helps you actually finish in a timely manner. I 100% agree. A lot of times I do that too, just because I know I want to make the project. But if I don't do it as a test and I have like that open deadline, it's going to take me forever. And I'm probably going to find something else in between that time that I'm like, oh, I really want to make this. So yeah, I 100% agree with that and testing. Yeah. Okay, so let me know what else you guys are working on. I love, love, love to hear what projects you're working on. Are you stitching right now with me? I told you I got my little project. It's going a little slow here just because, you know, trying not to look down at my hands the whole time and read what you guys are saying, but also trying to get a couple stitches in here. Yeah. So anyway, what else are you guys doing and working on? We have got some, I'm trying to think what's coming up. Ooh, we do have a brand new yarn that's going to be coming out in October. So you guys are going to be really, really excited about that one. I can't wait till we can actually share it. We're getting all of the pieces together, getting the final shipment in. So yeah, we're super, super excited. That'll be coming soon. You're weaving in ends on hats for Warm Up America. I love that. You just discovered doodles. Is there a crochet equivalent? Okay, so for people who don't know doodles, and correct me if I'm wrong, but doodles is a kind of like a deck of cards. And what you can do is you can take each of those cards that have a chart on it and mix and match them together to be able to create a project from it. Is that correct? Those are what doodles are, I think. I don't know of anything out there that is like that for crochet. Crochet is and can be a little bit more tricky to have those equivalent charts because of the fact that you might need different stitches to be able to get the right picture. Not that you don't have that in knitting as well, but usually in knitting, it's a little bit more straightforward. I don't know. I have not seen anything though from a crochet perspective. It would be really cool if you could. I know that Marley Bird is doing or was doing like a not so ugly Christmas sweater thing, and she had both a knit version and a crochet version, and inside of that she had a bunch of charts that you would basically do that same thing as the doodles, that she would give. I think there were like 4 5 6 different things that you could mix and match into the yoke of your sweater or the bottom of your sweater or wherever it was, excuse me, to be able to make your own version of your not so ugly sweater. But that's kind of the only thing I've ever seen. It's not like a deck of cards or something that you'd be able to do. Um, yeah, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Thanks. We will talk about that and find somebody maybe who can do it. Let's see. Who else is here? Okay, so my granddaughter is working on a penguin out of Brava. That is so cute. Not stitching, watching in between, setting up for online school. That's okay, Chris. It's not always a stitching time, but that works. Glad you're here. Cindy says, working on a hanging bag for my brother-in-law to attach to his walker. Of course, I'm using Dishy. That is a super great yarn for that. It's going to give you some really good, you know, wear and tear to it. It's not going to stretch out a ton unless there's like really something heavy in it. Then the cotton will definitely stretch, but it's going to be super easy to wash. If anything would get on it, it's going to be great. That's a great idea, Cindy. MJ's mushrooms are the cutest. I'm making them in worsted, but not bulky. I did not see her mushrooms. I just saw mushrooms from Brianna K, but I'll have to go check out MJ's mushrooms because I did not see those yet. And I'm sure they're super cute. She always has really, really cute things. I'm doing some hats and scarves for homeless and poor needy in my church and community, and a curtain using broomstick crochet for my bathroom. Oh, I love that. I've done broomstick lace once, I think, not very often, but it was a lot of fun when I did it. So that's really cool to be making a curtain out of it that you'll be able to hang up and to also be making for those great organizations that help out the needy. What a great way to use your time and your skills and your talent to help others. Shirley says, I work on hats, scarves, and mittens all year, so I have at least 75 hats to donate in the fall. I make a few slippers and dishcloths for Christmas gifts for people who want them. I love that. Okay, so once upon a time, I'll tell you the story. Once upon a time, I had thought I could make hats and I could make them quick if I got one of those like knitting machines, right? Get a knitting machine, crank them out. You just make your long tube, you sew them together. Bob's your uncle, you got a hat. That never happened. I got the knitting machine, but the hats never came with it. And, really, I should try to do it because I do have a lot of, again, one skeins of a color, of a yarn type, or whatever, because of the samples from work so that I can get to show you guys on here or for whatever else. And then they just sit around and it's like, what do you do with them? And so making a hat would be perfect. And I really need to get back to that and then start making those donations. That is a great reminder, Shirley. I'm going to try because I figured like with the knitting machine, it's not hand stitched necessarily, but like I could sit there while I'm watching TV, while I'm doing something kind of else and have something at the end of like my 30 minutes or whatever of sitting there. So yeah, I think that's totally worth it. And for the cause that it's going for, I think it's great. Okay, so I've done broom stitch lace twice. Really pretty, but been a long time. Yeah, so broomstick lace, in case you guys don't know, is when you use a very large knitting needle, or I've done it with a ruler as well because I didn't have a knitting needle that was going to be big enough for it. And you can use a dowel rod or whatever else, and it's to make a large stitch in your project, and then you work those loops together to make these really great patterns to them. So it's really, really beautiful. If you've never seen of it or heard of it, go ahead and look it up. It's called broomstick lace. Be sure to look it up. There's so many great things you can do with it. You can make hats really quickly on a round loom. I used to make lots of them on a job where I answered the phones. That's a great idea too, to just kind of, if you have that time, just sit there and do something with your hands, right? Or whatever else. I love that so much. If your company allows you to, maybe you could do it during a meeting or something. And if it's just one stitch, like you really don't have to think about it. You can just kind of keep going, whether you're stitching it or whatever else. My granddaughter and I make many hats on the Addy for gifting for Christmas. We gift them to the Salvation Army and other charity organizations. Yes, that is exactly what my goal was to do, and I just never got there. I think what happened is I tried to do a couple hats and I didn't have success where like stitches would fall off. And I'm sure it was something I was doing, like going too fast or with my tension, or I don't know. And then I kind of put it down and I was like, all right, I got to really like sit down and try this again to make sure that it's going to work properly and I don't get these holes in it, especially when you're like almost done with a project. And I just never got back to it. But I need to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get some hats made, whether it's just one or two or 100. We're going to get them done. We're going to get some hats donated at some point here. I took a Craftsy class with Jennifer Hansen. Yes, she was the teacher for the broomstick lace. I remember that class. I think, well, at least one of her classes, she made like a poncho-y thing. It was like a rectangle shawl. thing. It was very cool. I loved that. I used to see that all the time and be like, oh, I really want to make that. And I never did. But yeah, that's really cool. I love it. Hi, Dawn. I've tried the hat loom, but I can crochet a hat quicker and the loom kills my hands. Never thought about a knitting machine for hats. Yeah, I have a loom. I'll be honest, I've never really used it. I got it thinking again it was going to be this thing that was real quick, real easy, and I just never got into it. The whole like wrapping and pulling over, I would rather crochet with that, but like with the knitting machine, it's, or get one of those attachments that you can put on like a drill or whatever thing like that and make it go faster. It takes about 1 hour per hat. So absolutely the best way to make a lot for gifting. Oh, is that with one of the knitting machines? It takes you about an hour to make a hat. That's really great to know. I love making hats after I finish my Christmas projects. Yes, that's great. If you set up the loom, your boys could turn the handle. That way it's a family project. Yes, I've tried to get them to help me. And I think too, that was part of my struggles because they'll get so far and then they'll be like, oh, my arm hurts. And then I have to jump in and maybe there's like a problem there. I don't know. But yes, they do help me a lot. They like to wind my hanks into balls. The other day, I actually set it up outside. It was a beautiful day. We were going to have a fire outside in our fire pit. And so I took my Swift out. I took my ball winder out and I kind of just set it up out there. And they were like cranking for me. They're like, I'll help you. So I got like a couple, like 4 or 5 balls or cakes done from them before I had to step in. So that was really great. Does anybody else have trouble making matching pairs of baby booties? Oh, that's a great question. I could see that happening. A lot of times, too, what I notice, at least in myself, is that when I'm making something small and something that has to match, my first and my second don't always match up. But my second and my third tend to match a lot better. And I think that's because when I start a project, I definitely have a slightly different gauge the first time I make it because I'm pulling things a little bit tighter. I'm working a little bit slower, trying to really read each line of the pattern as I go. So once I kind of get that first one done, the second one goes faster. I already kind of know what I'm doing. And then that third one matches more to the second one because my gauge and my tension is the same. So since they're baby booties and they're small, maybe try making a third one and see if your third and your second match better than your first and your second. Hopefully that makes sense and I didn't make it more confusing. Okay, so about 1 hour per hat on the Addy machine. That's awesome. You have a learning the pattern booty. That's exactly it. A learning the pattern booty or almost anything. Like it happens to me too when I'm doing like granny squares or things like that. My first granny square will be a smaller, tighter looking piece than any of my others. So I usually call that, just it's like swatching. And because it's so small, I can either take it out and redo it or just say it is what it is and keep moving on. But usually that first one always gives me a little bit of problems until I kind of get it under my belt type of thing. So yeah, maybe try doing a third one and see if that works better for you to get your matching booties. Okay, so before we finish up here, I do want to do another giveaway. We're going to do a mystery box for today. I had the warehouse make some mystery boxes for us. So we have a couple of those to give away throughout the next couple weeks whenever we want to. So we're going to pick a winner over here on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to pick another winner over here on Instagram. So again, if you haven't commented yet, make sure you're putting a comment in there so that we know you're here and that you're watching. And we're going to pick a winner in just a minute here for both one from Facebook, Instagram, or one from Facebook, YouTube, and one from Instagram. So they're really, truly a mystery box because I don't know exactly what they put in them. I gave a bunch of suggestions for things to go in it, and I don't know if all of the mystery boxes are exactly the same or if they're all different. I don't know. I was just like, here you go. Fill it with some stuff. So yeah. So yay, everybody's commenting in here. I'm going to give you one more minute just to kind of get your comment in here so that you can get counted. Oh, we're glad you didn't miss us, that you were able to watch us live. Again, if you're watching the replay, we still love it. We still love having you here and checking us out. Yeah, YouTube is an option. We are currently live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram all at the same time. I can usually get on YouTube and Facebook, no problems. Instagram sometimes causes us a problem, but you know. Chris, are you talking about the purple one here, this one, or the purple-ish one? If you are, this, I can't remember the pattern name. It's from Brianna Kay. It was one of her tops she recently did with the wheat stitch, and she used our Sandscapes yarn. So I did the same thing as she did. I did the pattern exactly the same, except as you work it, you work one panel and then you leave a neck hole opening and then you rejoin up to make the whole thing. I didn't rejoin in the front so that I could have a cardigan. And that's kind of how I finished mine. It's up here still because I have to figure out, do I want wide armholes? As you can see, well, maybe you can see they're kind of a large armhole, or do I want to tighten it up a little bit? So that's kind of why it's still sitting here. I'm still figuring out what to do with it so I can weave my ends in. Yeah, so this one is called the Falling Leaves Rawana. This was one of our, excuse me, 12 weeks of gift patterns a couple of years ago. Every year, 12 weeks before the holiday, we put out a free pattern every week. They go from bigger patterns to smaller patterns so that you can kind of make them in that time span from when they launch to when the holiday is. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not signed up for the email, go ahead and do that because that's where you'll be able to get that information. We'll put links to the patterns out in those emails. Okay, I'm going to start. Let's start over here with Instagram. I'm going to scroll and scroll and scroll here, and we're going to pick a winner. And so we're going to scroll. We're going to scroll, and we're going to stop. Okay, so this is Francis Metello. You are a winner. Make sure you say hi and hello so we know you're still here. Francis Metello. You're a winner over here on Instagram. If you're here, or whoever the winner is, you will need to send us a DM with your name, your mailing address, and your email, and then we will get that prize box sent out for you. Oh, that's so wonderful. You don't have many fiber friends in real life, so you enjoy these combos. We love it so much. We're so happy to be able to do this and chat with you guys. This is the best. I also like these times where it's just like an open chat and I can really hear what you guys are working on and what you're doing. Yay, Francis Metello, you are here. So please send us a DM over here on Instagram to the crochet.com or We Crochet Official, whatever the tag is. I'm sorry, I don't know right now. Send us your name, your mailing address, and your email address, and we'll get that mystery box sent out for you. Okay, so I'm going to scroll over here on Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to scroll, and we're going to scroll, and we're going to scroll, and we're going to stop. And our, oops, let me see. Can I put this up here? Our winner is Wendy Masters. Wendy, are you still here? Go ahead and put us in the comments that you're still here so we know. Wendy, you are our winner. Same thing. Again, we need a DM with your name, mailing address, and email address. So Wendy, go ahead and let us know you're here. Otherwise, we're going to have to pick another winner. So yeah, let's give Wendy just a minute. I don't know what the lag time is between when I say it versus you hear it and see it. Yay, Wendy is still here. Congratulations, Wendy. So again, both of you, go ahead and send us a DM. If you can do it over on Instagram, that's the best. Under the We Crochet Official account, send us the DM with your name, your mailing address, and your email address. If not, you can send the DM to our We Crochet, crochet.com Facebook page, and we'll get it. I just get notifications when it comes through on Instagram, so it's just easier for me that way, but I'll always go and check over on Facebook as well if that's your preference. So yay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining me today. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you get some stitching time in. We'll be back here next week. I can't remember if we have a guest. I think we have a guest next week. don't hold me to that. I'll keep it updated. I try to put them in there. So I think on Facebook and YouTube, it like tells you what's coming up. So I'll keep trying to do that. But yeah, we'll be back here next week, same time, same place. Can't wait to see you guys all then. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.